in front of us coming towards us, and we heard the first shot, and the president, I don't know who was hit first, but the president jumped up in his seat. And then as the car got directly in front of us, well, a gunshot apparently from behind us hit the president in the side of the temple.
Do you think the first gunshot came from behind you too?
I think it came from the same location. Apparently back up on the mall, I don't know what you call it.
You should think the shot came from up on top of the viaduct toward the president, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Not on the viaduct itself, but up on top of the hill, a little mound of ground there, the garden.
Oh, I thought it was a firecracker, and I saw the blood, and I had the baby, and I just ran, and I got on top of him and laid on the grass. And kind of raised up in his seat, and I thought, you know, he was kind of going along with a gag or something.
We are down here at the triple underpass where a bystander by the name of James TAGUE was hit by fragments of one of the bullets, which, logically speaking, would account for one shot. James TAGUE was standing right about in this area where he was struck. And if you believe that James TAGUE was hit by fragments of one of the bullets, then that leaves you with 2 bullets left.
Well, that furthest street over is a one-way going that way. And I was in this lane closest to us, right over there. That car just popped, those cars just came through. If you come over to that first column between the streets, I was standing right out from it. And my car was still parked underneath the underpass. You turn around, one down, and the last one over is a 6th floor window. And he looked up at me and he says, "You got blood on your face." And I reached up and I remembered it's something that stung me during the shooting.
One of the key witnesses that by choice stayed out of the limelight was a 15-year-old kid by the name of AMOS EUINS. Amos was standing at a pillar right across the street from the Texas School Book Depository, so he had an up front and close view of the president's limousine making that left onto Elm, and he was pretty much lined up with the 6th floor window at the Texas School Book Depository. And he was at a prime spot here, because just in front of him, looking up 6 stories, was the 6th floor window that Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly fired the shots from. And according to Amos, he saw a rifle from that window and a man there, and he pointed the officers in his area to the depository, and that's where they went up and searched to see what was going on, where they found the rifle, the shells, so forth.
After 11 or 11:30, there was practically no movement in the area whatsoever. However, about 12:10, give or take 5 minutes, there was a car which entered the area and probed around for some time. This car was a 59 Oldsmobile station wagon with a out-of-state license. It was muddy as if it had just come in off of the road from some area where it was red sandy area. It was occupied by one male who spent 3 or 4 minutes in the area looking it over, and then, as he found out, left by the entrance, which is the only way in and out of the area at that time. Not too long after that, perhaps 5 or 6 minutes. A car of a totally different description, also occupied by one male, entered the area. Now, this man performed a similar action, and he toured down around the area, probing to examine the exits, and seemed at one or more occasions to have a mic or something resembling such an instrument up to his face. Just a few moments after that, the third car came into the area, and these were the only 3 cars that entered this area during this specific period. The third car was a 61 or 2 Chevrolet. This car was muddy all the way up to the windows as if it had just come in off the road. It had an out-of-state license identical to the first car of the series. And it also had political stickers on it, which were not only for the same candidate, but were identical in nature and color, so that they appeared to have been from the same group. This car was occupied by one male who spent a little bit more time in the area than the others, and probed down by the side of the tower where I was located. I could not state that these cars left the area entirely, because after they got back onto the extension of Elm Street in front of the school depository building, they were lost to my vision, so that they could have remained very close by. Immediately after the shots were fired, of course, was mass confusion, to put it mildly. But the area was immediately sealed off by, I would say, at least 50 police within 3 to 5 minutes. At the time of the shooting, in the vicinity of where the 2 men I've described were, there was a flash of light, or there was something which occurred which caught my eye in this immediate area on the embankment. And what this was, I could not state at that time, and at this time I could not identify it, other than there was some unusual occurrence, a flash of light or smoke or something which caused me to feel like something out of the ordinary had occurred there.